This is our scruffy porch, and these are the old steps up to it. They're about 10 years old now, and they've been doing a great job all this time, but now bits are falling off them. And the banister is just a touch dodgy. So it's time I made some new steps. Luckily, there's a lump of wood on the lane that's not doing anything, and that might work, except it's on the lane and it's very heavy. So how are we going to get it to the house?
Massive, isn't it?
What we need is a horse. Luckily, Flora is very obliging. She is willing, but this log is in a very awkward position and it has odd branches sticking out and it's just a bit too big for her anyway.
Any chance of attaching the chain to the front end?
She tried putting it one way and then the other way, but that didn't work.
Yeah, nearly. Didn't work though.
So we reattached the chain in a different place. Meanwhile, Inspector Buttercup came to see what we were doing and whether we're doing it right or not. Usually we're not. He always has an opinion on everything we do.
Ooh. Very good. Mighty. Well done.
Ashley was around too, and we cut off some superfluous pieces to lighten the load.
Flora.
Come on, this one. Back at bed. Come on, up, 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 up. Well done.
And then we cut off another big slab, and that all helped. But still, it was just too heavy, really.
She's working ever so hard, but it's a bit slippy for her, isn't it?
With the ground slippy with ice
Can't
and
leave it here though.
No, I know.
Flora being pregnant,
I think,
just wasn't worth the risk.
If you want the quick version, get the Jeep. If you want a slow version, I'd get Henry. And he'd probably be fine, but I couldn't promise. I'm just worried about her being in foal. That's the only thing. I would push her harder if she wasn't in foal, but you know, we don't want to risk it. That's it.
Exactly.
So we hooked it up to Ashley's big truck and dragged it up nearer the house. Of course, by then it was full of stones from the lane and facing the wrong way. The old steps are spruce timber that blew down in a storm. The plan is to use them as a template for the new steps. because simple steps like these are deceptively simple. A bit of head scratching is needed if you want an easy way to secure the steps and also to keep the treads big enough to stand on and the risers more or less equal in height. After making a few of these over the years, I found the best approach is to make small cuts and stand back and look at it and then nibble away a little more, because this is the opposite of joinery, where you join many pieces together to make something, whatever it is. Now this is more like carving, which means you can't just add another bit on if you take off too much, so you have to go gently. I think this is Leylandii, but it could be some other sort of cypress. They all caught a fungus disease a couple of years ago and died, so we took most of them down for firewood and charcoal, but the awkward shaped pieces and stumps are still in the hedge, except for this one. We built our house on stacks of tyres, which means there are no footings or foundations at all, but the site is slopey, so the tyre stacks are short at the back of the house but taller here, hence the need for steps. If you were making concrete steps, you'd need to stand them on some sort of base, which would mean more digging and more concrete, but this log will just lean up against the house and sit on the ground, and it should last years, surely. Whoa. Whoa. No.
Judy. Yeah, don't need steps at all, do we? Good guy. Clever, you're much cleverer than I.
The angle where it meets the porch is important though, and the width of the top step, otherwise you run out of space as you go down. But sawing that without pinching the blade meant levers and props. But we can do levers and props, no problem. I used coach screws to secure it to the porch joist. And it's all very solid. So elegant. Okay, that's not going anywhere. So then it was just a case of nibbling and testing and nibbling until miraculously a log turns into a set of steps. Steps go up. Steps go down. What a marvellous invention steps are. We tried a couple of different branches for the banister rail. The first one just wouldn't sit right though. So we found a spruce branch that did. And the newel post and the banister are one piece, of course. That's our noisy neighbour going bang, 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 bang. He's been digging and rock breaking for many months now. I don't know what to say. I'm not going to say anything. Just one simple brace was needed to make the banisters rigid. And then some smoothing to make things smooth and more user-friendly. We even tidied up the skirt of the house with a new board and some paint. So now we have a new set of steps and all's well with the world. Well, you know, all's well with this very small part of the world. And that'll have to do, I guess.
Much better than a ramp, isn't it? Trudy! Trudy! Come on up. Whee! Yeah, they approve too. We'll do the downhill one as well. Great. Perfect. Lovely.